On June 1st, 2025, LEGO is releasing a Pixar lamp LEGO set. This is a $70 set in the United States with 613 pieces. I'm calling it the Pixar lamp because that's what a lot of people know this character as, but the real name is Luxo Jr. This is from a 1986 short, and I have a lot of nostalgia and a lot of appreciation for those old Pixar shorts. I miss the days when Pixar would put a random short that was usually on the weird side before their movies played, but like cool weird. These early shorts are straight up edgy at points. I mean, Red's Dream is very depressing, but I think my memories of these shorts started with Gary's Game, which apparently played before Bug's Life, but I must have saw this on the VHS release because it was also attached to the VHS release of that movie, and that was a childhood classic. And I distinctly remember watching For the Birds as a kid, which was before Monsters, Inc. But there was also Luxo Jr., which was before my favorite movie, Toy Story 2. I played the heck out of that VHS. I was like, oh, there's a story behind the opening lamp. There is also Tin Toy, which gave me nightmares. That was attached to like the Toy Story 1 DVD. Seriously, that baby lives in my nightmare. Ugh. But for now, the Luxo Jr. set has a lot I love. The build translating this from that on-screen short appearance to Lego form is flawless for the most part. I love how it seemingly has a bit of articulation with this middle part right here where you could fold the top half of the lamp up and down. However, there's one part that really bothers me with this lamp build. This box is misleading. Luxo Jr. does not have a light brick. This makes it look like the bulb can actually shine light onto the ball or onto the ground. There's no light brick, even though it even looks like this button right here is something that would activate a light brick. I don't know why LEGO didn't include like a little LED light brick. I mean, they would have to modify the build for sure. But I'm seeing that in cheap sets this summer, like that lovely $15 Movie Time LEGO Friends set. Why couldn't they just throw in a light brick into this set? These are just two halves of a dome piece that are colored to make it look like a light bulb that's on. I don't know, I feel like that's kind of false advertising on the box there. But hey, to be fair, there's no light brick in the original LEGO Ideas project. Anyways, it seems like there's even more articulation with the base of the head of Luxo using a ball joint there. I also love getting those panels that are curved with some printing on them. That fits perfectly for the build surrounding the quote-unquote bulb. The build for the ball is interesting. I don't know if that completely works either. Maybe I wanted something a little bit more spherical because you could see stuff like those triangle parts and forming gaps in how they capture this. Using those rounded circular plate pieces, it's not perfect, but it does give a very Lego-y look, for better or for worse. The cool part is that the press release mentions that inside this bowl, there's references to Finding Nemo, Monsters, Inc., Up, and Toy Story. Can't wait to see that. Seeing how some pictures have Luxo Jr. standing on the ball, these panels must be easy to remove. At $70, I think that's a fantastic price for this. There's just that big sore spot of the light brick. I can't wait to see some mock builders get a hold of this set so they can make a Luxo Senior, because having Luxo Jr. without Luxo Senior is a shame. Technically, this isn't even the first time that we've gotten Luxo Jr. in LEGO form. LEGO Incredibles had two versions of Luxo Jr. They had a big brick-built version, which I actually think is worse than the build here. Like, seriously, this idea set is awesome in interpreting the character. This looks a little bit too much like a set from the mid-2000s that was a D2C. The small version, though, is kind of adorable. I love how this came out. Legit, if we got a Pixar series, I would not mind getting this as a figure slot. Unfortunately, this is the only Pixar short that I think will ever get LEGO sets. I mean, Andre Wallaby is extremely underrated. I love that autumn design. Again, Red's Dream, very depressing, but real. Red's Dream would probably be the second most likely, not because it's super iconic, but it just lends itself to being a build with that unicycle design. But there's one short that needs a build. Knick Knack. I'm sorry. This left impressions on my mind as a kid. They even had to censor this short. I am not kidding. Pixar censored this short in later releases. Okay, I'm sorry for getting off the rails there. Again, I love the build of Luxo Jr. I think the price is great. I just wish it actually lit up. You know, just that bulb, especially with how the box shows light on the ground. But let me know if that's an unreasonable ask, and are you going to buy this set? Hitting that subscribe button helps out the channel when the algorithm is so cruel. Also liking the video and leaving a comment with your thoughts. Check out that playlist of the barrage of LEGO summer sets revealed over the past week, and I'll see you later. Peace out. Bye.